What's up everyone, in this video we're going to talk about sourcing variation products to sell on Amazon. I've made well over $50,000 in profit doing this stuff for the last year, and a lot of people leave money on the table because they don't understand how to do this the right way. If you're brand new here, my name is Miles. I'm a 23-year-old full-time Amazon seller, done about $1.7 million in sales the last 12 months. Got my awesome Buy Box Bandits podcast merch on. It's going to be a good video. Hope you stick around for the whole thing. I know you'll learn a thing or two and it'll be helpful. Grow your Amazon business. Post 3 videos a week. Make sure to subscribe, do all that. Let's get right into the video. You're inside my screen and we're going to take a look at some variation listings and break down how they work, how you can take advantage of them, and everything like that. So I get several DMs a week from just Amazon sellers, several DMs a day, and every once in a while someone asks about variation listings, how I go about operating on them. So I want to have a video to refer people to because this is a very important topic. It's maybe a bunch of money, stuff like this, and oftentimes confuses beginners. Right? So there's an individual sales rank that's tied to each listing, but how do you actually go about operating in let me get that focused. There we go. So how do you actually go about figuring out which sells the quickest, right? Because they all have the same sales rank, but the Keepa can be very different. The nice thing is I personally like to just mainly just go off the Keepa when I'm looking at different stuff. However, and additionally, right, estimated sales, it ends up being tied to the specific listing, so it's not a great thing you can go off in terms of when looking at variation. So just coming down here, step one to looking at this is obviously seeing the Keepa on the specific size you're looking at, but if you maybe have access to multiple of the different SKUs, different colors, different sizes, if it's like a beauty item, maybe different flavor, scent, whatever like that. So hopping in and coming down to variations and scrolling over here and heading to ratings right here at the top, and then you can actually filter this top to bottom. And basically what this does is it filters the variations from top to bottom in terms of which gets the most ratings, right? And we can assume that if customers are leaving the most ratings on like a size 8, for example, that's probably getting the most sales. We can make a very educated guess to say that that's the one that's getting the most sales. So naturally we can assume that that's the one that's getting the most sales, and then their Keepa will move the quickest, and that's the one we can theoretically sell the most. So obviously, depending on whether we can get it profitably. But another reason why I like variation listings is because typically if you can find one color of the shoe or one size of the beauty item or whatever, you can find multiple of them, and therefore you might have 5 profitable ASINs on one listing, and then all the work you put in to find that one listing, you then have 5 different ASINs you can sell, and that multiplies your spending power and your profitability, because you can sell and diversify across those different ones, and it's confusing for other sellers. So if you can take the time to really learn, watch through this whole video, you can get a good sense of that. So if we come here, this one has 4%, so let's look at the Keepa here. It's going to be very populated. There's going to be tons of those orange triangles here, right? So a ton of them. We can see that this is pretty good, pretty stable product. Assuming your buy cost is like $35.30. Hopping in variations, we can go back here and filter. Get this filter top to bottom, and then if we go to one that has, like, let's say, so this one has right around 1% here, the Keepa is going to be less populated. There's going to be less sales, and there's no buy box here, but we can see that it definitely still does sell, right? And we can see the merchant fulfilled. People are actually really paying a lot for these, and we can see it's still moving and everything. It's just not as frequently. There's no buy box in this listing. And there's just naturally people haven't been able to stay in stock on this. So this actually is selling when it's in stock really nicely. And we can take a look at one more, the ones that definitely sells here. Let's pull up, so this gray one, for example, right? So this has 2%, and we can see here that there is people selling it, right? So there's 15 people selling it and everything like that. And over time, it's clearly still selling, even though it only has 2% of the ratings. The key here is that coming down and looking at one that doesn't have a bunch of them, like let's come way down here. Now we're in like the minus 1%, the less than 1% here. So we can see that these are still selling, just not anywhere close to as frequently. You can see here a lot less orange triangles and everything like that. And kind of just in terms of looking at Keepa here, this is another good page you can look at in terms of gauging the profitability of stuff once this product detail page loads. So you can see like the average price, the average sales rank, the BSR, and all that in here. So definitely look here as well. It's pretty pretty cool, some of the other stuff. And while we're here on Keepa as well, make sure you're also looking at the offers count, because here you can scroll in and see when people are first seen on listings. So you can assume that if someone's been on it for 25 months and they're currently on it and they have whatever X% of the buy box share, you can also see the percentage of the buy box share they have over time, that they're making money on it, right? And if they have a bunch of reviews, they might have some other stuff that's going to fit your business criteria as well. So the way I like dissecting variation listings is coming here, looking at the ratings, understanding which of the variations are selling getting the most percentage of the review count, and then you can assume that if it's getting 4% of the review count, it's getting 4% of the sales, and that's the one that sells quickest. But do not sleep on the ones that also have the lowest percentage as well. As we can see in here, some of these ones that have really low, for example, like let's see this one, it's still going to be selling. And it's currently unavailable. We can see that over time, right? Okay, maybe not this specific one. When it was in stock, right? The offer count is 0 right now, so this will sell if you get it. And also, you can just assume that typically, you know, the ones that sell the quickest are going to be the most basic colored, the ones that show up immediately on here, the basic colors and everything. Like this white and black one's still going to be moving pretty frequently, regardless of whatever percentage of the ratings gets. People are still buying it. Like that's a good shoe. It's clearly still selling and everything like that. So looking in the variations, we can see that it absolutely is moving. Pulling up one of these, let's see one of these random colors. Let's see if they even have any of these in stock here. Oh no, we don't want a gray one. It's a random color. Okay. All the way down here. And see that this was way down here and it's still getting sales. In that it's nowhere close to the top of the listing, but people are still buying it. And everything like that. And I definitely wouldn't look at the estimated sales when taking into account variation listings, because the estimated sales is tied to the sales rank. Naturally, the sales rank changes all the time. But when you complicate the variations and everything with, there's literally, I mean, there's probably over 100 on this one, if not more, and everything's scrolling down through here. It's just going to complicate things and everything like that, and just going to make it a lot more complicated. And I would much rather just go specifically off the Keepa. And I have students all the time that are struggling with variations like this and everything, and I just tell them, specifically focus on the Keepa. You can filter ratings and reviews-wise, which I do for an example, but me personally, I just look at the Keepa, because I know I can tell off a Keepa chart whether it's selling or not. And I kind of just have another example here in terms of that. So this nice polo shirt in a gorge green here, bright cactus. Bunch of these here, same drill. I look at the Keepa, I can automatically see that it's moving, right? People have it in stock. We can see the price history right here, the averages, a little bit higher rank. Buy box statistics, we can see that some smart people are making money on it, looking at their review counts, 7,000, 10,000, 900, and even like over 20, 30, 40, 50. You're still making money, because to sell that many items, you have to be making money, otherwise it wouldn't make sense to sell them. We can hop in the variations here, automatically filter top to bottom, and it looks like this nice cardinal red is selling the most frequently. It's getting, wow, 27%, and a 3x. I wouldn't have expected that, but for whatever reason that's the case. It looks like there's only, at least in stock, or maybe they don't have a buy box here, and it's not selling super often. We can see that just based on the lack of orange triangles and the high sales rank, this isn't a great listing in terms of volume. Let's pull up one of these. Yes, this has, okay, Nike football polo. Let's see here, it's kind of weird. I didn't expect that to be the case here. And yeah, so this one's a little bit more frequently, but this isn't a great listing. It doesn't have a ton of ratings. It's probably pretty new if we look at the history on this. Wow, okay, so almost 2 years, a year and a half, and everything like that. And if we hop into variations and filter top to bottom and go way to the bottom, now these are never gonna sell. Now we can see they had 0% of the share. They didn't even have less than one, they had 0, and we can see all over the place. Only a few listed over the last year and everything. It's clearly not moving super often, if at all, and everything. But yeah, so that's how to understand variation listings. There's just naturally a barrier to entry on them because other people aren't thinking of that stuff. So if you'll put in the time to really learn and understand this, you can make some good money taking advantage of variation listings, and I definitely have, to the tune of over $50,000 in profit. Absolutely. So definitely take advantage of this stuff. It's easy money that people are leaving on the table by not taking the time to understand, taking the time to learn to read the Keepa the right way, and everything like that. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe below, check out the free Discord, check out the FA roadmap and all that, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday for another upload. Appreciate it.